Hello everyone and welcome to my Hip Hop Gossip For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Following his arrest for alleged murder for hire, Joe Budden likens Lil Durk to Chief Keef. The hip-hop world has had conflicting responses to Lil Durk's incarceration. Earlier this week, he was arrested in Florida on suspicion of murder for hire. DJ Academics claims that he has subsequently been relocated to Miami and is currently waiting to be transported to Los Angeles. Hours after 5 suspected OTF affiliates were detained and charged with similar offenses, he was apprehended. According to authorities, they were allegedly recruited to murder Quando Rondo in retaliation for the killing of King Von in 2020. According to reports, Durk might be sentenced to life in jail or the death penalty if found guilty. Joe Budden offered his thoughts on the matter on a recent episode of his podcast, stating that he thinks it's really regrettable. "I'm just tired of seeing young, black, successful people get the opportunity and lose it like that, because of where we came from and the things we've endured and experienced," he said. "At some point, somebody has to break the cycle," he stated. Budden continued by mentioning Chief Keef, another rapper from Chicago. He made a comparison between the two, contending that Chief Keef was able to appropriately handle his situation. "I could not stop thinking of Chief Keef this whole time," he stated. "As an example of, or at least the only example I can think of somebody that did it the right way. I just know that he signed a record deal, that word quickly got out about him in the industry, that he was wild for a year, maybe the first year and a half, and then that he boogied and moved." Budden explained, "He moved and we never heard a thing again." How does Joe Budden feel about the recent arrest of Lil Durk? How did he feel about Chief Keef? Are you in agreement with him? Joe Budden commends Chief Keef for changing his image in the wake of Lil Durk's legal issues. Rap is being targeted by the criminal justice system. Artists such as Young Thug, Sue Surf, Pooh Shiesty, YFN Lucci, and most recently, Lil Durk, have been involved in legal issues in recent years. Joe Budden took a minute to praise Chief Keef, another Chicago native, for avoiding problems when news came earlier in the week that the three-headed goat rapper had been arrested on a murder-for-hire accusation. In his Saturday podcast of the same name, Budden referred to Chief Keef as the only example of someone who did it the right way. "I don't know about his past, his street ties, none of that ***T, he clarified. "I only know that he signed a record deal and that, as is customary in the industry, news quickly got out about who he was. He boogied after wilding out for a year, or even the first year and a half." The I Don't Like hitmaker famously moved to Los Angeles in 2014 and came back 10 years later for Summer Smash in 2024. His upcoming documentary with Cole Bennett is anticipated to discuss these events. Budden added, "He seized the chance, changed his name, and is now known as the godfather of Chicago drill music and the ***ing musical genius that he is. He appeared to halt when he had a chance. And guess what? If he didn't stop, it wouldn't have been on YouTube, in a song, or in a reel." Chief Keef discussed how moving virtually changed the course of his life in an interview with Zane Lowe of Apple Music in May. After leaving Chicago, he reflected, saying, "The street life and everything that came with that had me in a chokehold. My personal development began to improve after I relocated to Los Angeles. I had to move to Los Angeles in order to change who I was." That same month, the rapper made his musical debut with Almighty So Too. Quavo, Lil Nar, G Herbo, Tiara Whack, and Sexy Red contributed to the 16-song collection. White labels in Charleston. The arrest of Lil Durk is a victory for African Americans. Lil Durk's arrest this week for alleged murder-for-hire plot sparked a commotion among the hip-hop commentary community and in popular culture at large. Since there isn't much information on the case, many people are dissecting it to determine what is true and what is only rumor. Others, on the other hand, adopted a more subjective analysis approach, passing judgment on the circumstances. Charleston White's comment is therefore not surprising. In a recent interview, the social media celebrity and analyst thoroughly dissected the Chicago rapper's alleged offenses. Charleston White said, "Yeah, this is a real victory, in reference to Lil Durk's detention. Now, because it is a demonic force, that is the demonic force. The force was sinister. A sinister force sprang from Chicago and permeated the whole United States. I believe that we can ultimately extinguish the fire. Drill rappers will probably never be praised again, and I doubt that we will ever hear drill music again. The drill and as is down. The drill and as is down. They were knocked out in the 12th round because it appeared as though they had escaped and were able to ride off into the sunset. For law-abiding Black Americans who enjoy hip-hop music but dislike the killing aspect of it, this is a success." Charleston White responded that Smirk should remain in jail without bond and that California will not give him street support from his purported gangs when asked about fans calling for Lil Durk's release. White added that they blackballed Lil Tim and Quando Rondo in order to protect themselves. This alludes to the violence and legal persecution that these crews have experienced, as well as the reported back-and-forth attacks amongst them. The most recent information we have on Lil Durk's condition is that he is presently being held in a Miami prison and is awaiting transportation to Los Angeles. This is because, in case you were unaware, a California indictment linked Durk and other suspected OTF members to the city's murder of Lil Pab. We will still need to wait for clarification or explanation on a number of unresolved issues. At some point, somebody has to break the cycle, he stated. Budden continued by mentioning Chief Keef, another rapper from Chicago. He made a comparison between the two, contending that Chief Keef was able to appropriately handle his situation. "I could not stop thinking of Chief Keef this whole time," he stated. As an example of, or at least the only example I can think of somebody that did it the right way. I just know that he signed a record deal, that word quickly got out about him in the industry, that he was wild for a year, maybe the first year and a half, and then that he boogied and moved. Budden explained, "He moved and we never heard a thing again." How does Joe Budden feel about the recent arrest of Lil Durk? How did he feel about Chief Keef? Are you in agreement with him?